Yes, I completely get it. Running Etsy ads for the first time can feel like a completely daunting task when you are first starting out. How much should I spend? Is it just going to waste my money? When should I turn an ad on? When should I turn it off? Or maybe you already tried to run Etsy ads in the past and you're pretty confident to date that they don't work. All of these concerns are totally valid. But here's something that most people don't understand. Etsy ads are the second most valuable traffic source as an Etsy seller after organic sales. So after you're getting consistent daily sales, the second bulk of your traffic, like in terms of percentage wise, is going to be Etsy ads. Connecting your shop to Pinterest might bring you up to maybe 4% of your traffic, but the bulk of your traffic is going to be Etsy ads and organic traffic. Etsy ads simply wouldn't exist if they didn't actually make you more profit. And today in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to run Etsy ads, beginner friendly, so that you are confident when you're running Etsy ads and that it's actually making you more revenue and more profit. And make sure that you subscribe to the channel and you save this video because these are all of the topics that we are going to be covering in this video. So you can even pause this at this point and read this list because we're going to leave no stone unturned so you understand every single thing that you need to know about running Etsy ads successfully. All right, so let's get into it. What's interesting about Etsy ads is that when people say they don't work or they just waste their money, 100% of the time, it is user error. Even some of the influencers, even some of the coaches around town that say that Etsy ads don't work or to not run Etsy ads, it's most likely because they themselves don't know how to run Etsy ads specifically, and they don't know what KPIs they're supposed to be looking for or how to actually make them profitable. It is 100% not a set and forget thing, so you're going to want to listen to every single one of these talking points so you can get a full understanding. So let's start cracking down this list. Etsy ads worth it in 2026. Etsy ads have always been worth it. As these platforms evolve, whether you're selling on Amazon, Shopify, Wayfair, right? These platforms are pay to play. They have a media buying outlet because they want you to spend money. Not only do they want you to make sales so they can give you a fee, but they also want you to invest further. And while that can be a little bit frustrating, the reality is that is the game of e-commerce, right? Unless you create your own platform, there's really no way around it, to be honest. So it's in your best interest to learn the entirety of the platform. And with all of the features, promotions, whatever they offer, you're going to want to opt into it to play the game of that platform at the highest level. I want you to think of every third-party selling platform as a game. If Etsy is Monopoly, Amazon can be life, right? And for every platform, there is a different set of rules. And you, as seller, are going to strategize to win that game. And it's in your best interest to learn how to win that game at the highest level. And just know that if you're not educated or if you opt out of one of those things, it's okay, you can still make sales, but you're just not playing at the highest level. The moral of the story here is, yes, if the platform gives you an option to do media buying or paid ads, then 100% it's going to be worth it every single time. So the answer to the question is yes, Etsy ads are not only necessary, but they're going to almost become mandatory if you want to compete in the future. The next one is, how do Etsy ads work? Etsy has two types of ad placements. They have on-site ads and off-site ads. On-site ads are the ads that show up inside of Etsy when you search for something. So if you type in dog shirt, right, those first placements in that first row, which is the most valuable row that you can be in, are ad placements. Off-site ads are when Etsy is actually pushing your ads to partner platforms like Google Shopping campaigns, and they're actually running the ads on your behalf. And these two media buying outlets are actually charging you different amounts. On-site ads are charging you per click, so you don't actually pay until you click. On off-site ads, you're paying either 12% or 15% on every sale you get, right? And that might seem like a lot, but I promise you, if you were trying to run ads yourself on Google, you would be spending a lot more than 12 or 15% of the sale. What's the difference between Etsy on-site ads and off-site ads? We kind of just explained it, right? One is in the platform, one is off the platform. The last thing I'll say there with off-site ads become mandatory after you do $10,000 in sales in one calendar year. And when you hit that threshold, your fee goes from 15% to 12%. And again, that's a really, really sweet deal because I promise you, if you are running Google campaigns, not only would you have to pay somebody else to run them if you weren't running them for yourself, but you're going to be spending way more than 12% for a cost to acquire a customer. And in fact, if you actually get a refund on a sale that was made on an offsite ad, Etsy even refunds you the offsite ad fee, even though they had to spend money for you to get the sale in the first place, which is not something any platform is going to do for you ever. Should I use Etsy ads on a brand new shop? This, I would say no. Your safest play is just waiting until you're starting to make some sales on a listing. So once your listing starts selling regularly, like once every couple of days, then you have a green light to go ahead and start investing in that listing. I would not in the beginning just put your money on any listings. Your safest play is to only put money on listings that are actually making at least one organic sale first. Which listings should I advertise? I would go ahead and only advertise your listings that are actually making organic sales first. Those are going to be your best bet at making those profitable. What you have to understand is your Etsy listings are like a filtration system, right? And the biggest bucket you have, say you post 100 listings, right? Out of those 100 listings, there's going to be a percentage of those that sell regularly organically. Let's just say 10%. So 10 of the 100 listings are going to sell well organically, while there's going to be a smaller percentage of listings that sell well organically and make profitable sense with Etsy ads on. And what you have to understand is just because something sells well organically doesn't mean that it's a necessary fit for you to run Etsy ads forever, because it might just not be profitable after the ad spend. But your goal to compete on the highest level is to get that bottom bucket as big as possible, because as you begin scaling your Etsy ads, you're ensuring the max exposure for your shop by having a small batch of healthy listings and that bottom bucket that are scaling to the max with Etsy ads. And that is how you win the game of Etsy ads. As you funnel more things at the top, test them in the middle, right? You're pulling out the winners in the bottom, which we're going to explain how to do that later in the video. Why am I getting clicks but no sales? So something that you have to understand, not just for Etsy ads, but in data entirely, you need thousands of views and hundreds of listings to make a decision on a listing, on how it's going to perform. You cannot make a decision, especially with Etsy ads, with just 4 or 5 clicks, right? You need to let your ads spend up until a good amount that has collected enough data before you can make a decision. So investing $3 or $4 in a listing, you might as well just not spend money at all, because that's just literally wasting money. You have to spend enough money that collects enough data, then say that this ad is going to work or not. So if you're somebody that just wants to turn your ads on and then turn them off and then turn them on, you're actually, quite frankly, just wasting your money. So I would not recommend doing that at all. If you start running Etsy ads, your goal is to keep your ads on all the time, unless your shop is seasonal, and continue to increase your budget, right? It's not a turn on and turn off thing unless you're a seasonal shop. You want your ads to be on going up, continuing to go up and up and up, not going backwards and then forwards. That literally is just wasting your money, because you're not collecting healthy data that is consecutive, that's showing you what's going on month over month. How do you know if your Etsy ads are actually profitable? Okay, so this is a really important question, and this is where most people don't understand Etsy ads. What 90% of people do when they run their Etsy ads is they go into your Etsy ads dashboard and they look at what they spent versus what they made. But this is not an accurate depiction of how that listing is performing holistically with Etsy ads on. Etsy ads contribute to the organic growth of your Etsy shop, right? Etsy ads give you mass exposure. That exposure gives you additional clicks, which gives you additional carts, which can give you additional purchases, which gives you then additional repeat purchases, okay? And so when you just look at what your ad spent versus what it made, this revenue is only showing you what the listing made from the actual ad. And what we look at and what all high-level shops actually care about is not what the ad spent and what the ad made. We care about what the ad spent versus what was the total outcome of all of the money that came out of that listing. And this is how you can actually see whether or not your listing is profitable. But in order to do that, you actually have to know what your shop's profit is first, right? So inside of this profit tree dashboard, you can see exactly that. So if you don't know your shop's profitability today, if you can't go into your shop and tell me what your February profit margins were, then you are not ready for Etsy ads. You cannot run Etsy ads if you don't already know what your profit you're clearing in your shop, because Etsy ads can make or break your profit. That means you need to know what profit percentage you can even afford. So if you look at this pie chart here, right, you can see that if my profit margin is only 30%, that means that I really don't want my Etsy ads budget to go over 10% of my total shop's revenue. And that means that when I am controlling which listings I turn on or turn off, I want to ensure that the ad cost percentage, or the tacos, which is something we'll talk about in a second, is staying relatively low. Low ad cost percentage, or low tacos, means that you are controlling the cost of what you're spending so that every dollar that you spend is only going to listings that are yielding you the best return. So you can see here in this shop, you can see the ad cost percentage and you can see the profit margin percentage. And this is a healthy profit margin percentage. But if they wanted to optimize this even further, they would become more strict with their ad spend dollars to decrease this piece of the pie and increase this piece of the pie. So how do you actually do that? Inside of the advertisement report, you have a column here called tacos. Tacos is the total advertising cost of sale. And this is looking at what the ad spent versus the total revenue of what came out of that listing. This revenue bucket is the total amount of money that came out of that listing from all of the clicks, whether they clicked on the ad and purchased directly on the ad, clicked on the listing organically and purchased organically, or they clicked on the listing from an ad and purchased something else in their shop. And this is an accurate depiction of the revenue that came from that listing. And all of those sales wouldn't have happened if they weren't running ads. And this is why just looking at what the ad spend versus what the ad made, or ROAS, is not valuable, because a lot of times your ROAS can look bad, or sometimes it can look healthy, and it's actually not that healthy. So when you analyze tacos, or your ad cost percentage, what you're looking for is to keep this percentage as low as possible, especially on the listings that are spending the most of your money. And if this percentage begins to get too high, we're going to want to go ahead and turn off those listings. How long should you let a listing run before deciding whether or not to turn it off? In this way, I know that I've collected enough data on the listing to make a decision. So I spend around $30, $40, or even $50 sometimes before I decide if I'm going to turn it on or off, whether or not my tacos is too high. For you, if you're selling lower ticket digital downloads or print on demand goods, you're going to want to invest at least $20 to $30. So when people ask, what should my starting budget be? The answer is simply this. The end amount of money that you need to spend in order to test your listing is going to be the same, because you need to invest in every listing that is selling well organically in order to get your answer on whether or not it's going to be profitable. So that means it's up to you on how fast or how slow you want to rip off that Band-Aid. I particularly like to move faster, so I would put my budget up to $15 a day when I first started, just so I can get the answers faster and turn off the unprofitable listings. By turning off the unprofitable listings, you're ensuring that every dollar that you're spending is only going to the listings that are yielding you the highest return. And you're going to do that again by turning off listings that have high tacos. And again, your tacos threshold is determined by what you can afford in your shop. In general, print-on-demand shops usually want to keep their tacos under 15%, so you're still clearing a 15 to 20% profit margin after all fees and expenses. Profitry, by the way, is the only tool that can actually show you real profit after your cost of goods sold, aka your product cost, which again is exactly what you're going to need if you want to run ads, because you need to know what profit percentages you have and what you can even afford to run the ads. Do Etsy ads help my organic search ranking? Yes, 100%. It is not a direct correlation. Etsy is not going to admit this, but they 100% contribute to your organic SEO. If you get a sale off of a ad and then that sale leaves a 5-star review with a photo, now new traffic that's coming in, reading that 5-star review is helping you get more sales, more clicks, more exposure. Etsy ads create a snowball effect on your listings listings that you will never get if you never run Etsy ads, right? A shop that's scaling their Etsy ads to the max and a shop that's not are not even competitors, because this shop is just so much more protected than this other shop that's not. Why would I increase my budget if my budget already doesn't spend? It is a normal occurrence that when you turn your Etsy ads on, it's not going to spend your whole budget. But why would you still turn up your Etsy ads budget even though it's not spending the existing budget? When you increase your budget, what you're doing is you're telling the algorithm that you're actually willing to outbid your competition. And this is why when you start hedging up, you don't want to hedge down again. You want to just keep going upwards, okay? So let's pretend that you're competing against another listing that basically is competing for the same customer avatar as you. If your Etsy ad budget is set to $10 a day and somebody else's Etsy ad budget is set to $100 a day for the same keyword, who do you think is going to get that primary spot with ads in the search pages? To answer the question, it's going to be the guy that says, I'm willing to outbid the guy that's spending $10. And that's why it's so important to understand why Etsy ads are helping you compete on the highest level. Just like your organic listings are competing for rank, so are your Etsy ad listings. How fast should I increase my Etsy budget? I don't recommend you make big jumps, like going from $10 to like $200 at a time. I usually recommend increasing the budget by $30, $40 at a time, and do this in a couple day increments. So as long as you're comfortable with it. So first and foremost, I wouldn't increase your budget if your ad cost percentage is not being controlled. So if your ad cost percentage is really high, that means you have to turn off listings that have really high tacos, aka your ad cost percentage, right? If you don't have that ad cost percentage under control and you start upping your budget, you're going to proportionally put your shop in debt. So you only want to start scaling when you have a green light of healthy profit in your store. In general, healthy profit for any e-commerce store is over 20%. And if you have that green light, I would go ahead and incrementally up your budget every couple of days until it gets to the max. At this point, I've probably spent close to over $400,000 on Etsy ads since 2019. And for us, Etsy ads, that was the difference of doing $20,000 a month versus $100,000 a month in the most competitive niche that Etsy has, which is fast fashion jewelry. How do I scale Etsy ads without killing my profit? Remember, this is not a set and forget thing. You need to keep your ad cost percentage controlled, and you're going to do this by looking at your ad cost percentage in Profitry and then controlling it by turning off listings that are getting too high tacos. Now, it's a normal occurrence that over time, some of your winning listings are going to die out eventually, and even listings that used to have really good tacos, over time, you'll see the tacos go up and up and up. Like a healthy listing will look something like this. The tacos will be high to start, and then as it gets optimized and picked up in the algorithm, it will go down, and then gradually over time, the tacos will begin to increase. And the only way that you can find more winning listings with ads on is by launching more listings at the top of that filtration system that we showed earlier. And finally, what are the biggest mistakes that Etsy sellers make with ads? One of them is turning your ads on and off for non-seasonal products. For seasonal products, it makes sense. The goal isn't to give your listings an initial boost and then turn them on, right? If you want to compete at the highest level with that listing, you need your ads on all of the time. And something that you have to understand is that once you lock in a solid ad cost percentage, right, that piece of the pie chart, right, Etsy ads are going to proportionally scale as you increase your budget, right? So in theory, if your Etsy ads budget is set to $100 a day, right, if you increase that ad budget to $1,000 a day, that does not mean, as long as you didn't launch a bunch of new Etsy ads, that does not mean that your ad cost percentage is all of a sudden going to double, right? Because your ads are being shown to the same quality data sample of people at $100 a day versus $500 versus $1,000. So that just means that your ad cost percentage and your revenue is going to scale proportionally. So that is why you really shouldn't be scared to increase your budget if you have a healthy ad cost percentage, because all you're doing is showing, again, your listings to the same quality data sample of people at 100 versus 500 versus 1,000. So that just means you're going to make more profit and more revenue, right? It shouldn't mean that your ad cost percentage all of a sudden eats all of your profit. Guys, if you have any more questions, make sure you comment them down below. And there's also a link to Profitry Pro, because you're going to need Profitry Pro in order to use the ads optimization tool. All right, I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.